Hi there people, this is Pray Love, and today I'm just gonna do like one of those videos where you just present your whole collection, and I'm gonna say a little something about each of the fragrances I'm gonna present. So starting here, we've got there Le Male. You can see the little butt, but this is Le Male. It's been probably my favorite fragrance from the last few days. The fragrance I've worn the most. It's incredible. A compliment together, timeless. 1995 masterpiece, just like I am. I'm born in 1995. So is this fragrance, and it's awesome. Is it wearable today or not? It's yours to choose, but I really think yes. Alright. Let's continue. Moschino Toyboy. So, what is this fragrance? I'm just going to remind me because I don't wear it that much. It's a sample that I got for free. No, it's really good. It's like a coniferous rose with the stick, you know, I like to call them that. Really nice, a romantic kind of seductive scent for men. But as you know, I think that it can be for anyone, but this one is rose oriented, very beautiful. Little brother here, Toy 2 by Moschino. Super nice floral, like white floral. Super white floral that is pretty sweet, quite youthful. Female fragrance type, marketing type. This one is sure to be like a good way to wear white florals on a daily basis. White florals aren't just for weddings. This can be worn on a daily basis. It's sweet, it's nice, it's playful. It still has that like youthful energy to it. Very good. Ariana Grande Cloud. Now, this is one hell of a fragrance for like very cheap. It smells a bit like Baccarat Rouge 540, but in my opinion, better. It's as synthetic as Baccarat Rouge 540, lasts a long time, projects a lot, you don't need much on to project, smells super good, sweet, coconut. It's like Baccarat Rouge 540 that goes to the beach. Versace Eros Flam. So I don't have Versace Eros right now, but I still have a little bottle of Flam. It's like Versace Eros, but it's a gourmand and it's far less projecting. It's like a bit classier Versace Eros, but it still has that super intense, very nice, super sexy party boy vibe that we all like with Versace Eros. Although I don't know why someone would buy that over Versace Eros. Anyway. That one I actually never, like I've never worn that. I don't know why I have like this half bottle of that thing here. And it's like a pretty obvious, ordinary Fuji from the 90s. Like, need I say more? Nah. Sauvage. The super, oh yes, killer fragrance. A lot of people actually don't really like it, and it's because like some people say it's kind of boring and everyone wears it. Both statements are true. The thing is, it's not because it's simple and one might call boring that it's not good. It's got that super sexy, dirty appeal. Ambroxan, like a lot of people adore Ambroxan, like they go out of their mind for Ambroxan, and it smells good, easy to layer, easy to wear every day, a perfect dumb reach. So that's it for Now, here's another dumb reach. Eau de Chanel, the parfum version. It's an Ambrox bomb. It's much sweeter than like Dior Sauvage, and it's much more citrusy, much more elegant. Here, it has that sweet, fruity vibe that you can find in all the Bleu de Chanel, plus the Ambroxan that adds a little dirtiness, a little sexiness to it. It's a must try for everyone who really likes the Ambroxan fragrances, but like want something different from the bergamotti vanilla sauvage eau de parfum, and want something that's more citrusy, fruity, and sweet, and very, very, like, it's cleaner a bit too. I call this my signature scent now. It's Dior Homme Itals. It's what I wear right now. There's nothing much to say. Like, it's so good. Lipsticky vibe, makeupy vibe, but with the cedar, the patchouli, it's like there's a tons of like the vanilla that gets really intimate, and it's sexy. It's beautiful. It's something that I would recommend everyone to wear, especially if you're wanting to have some intimate time with people you really love. This one is like this one is romantic. You know, it's very romantic. It has that vanilla note that is super good, but the warmness of the super nice woods and vetiver that comes across really strong, especially in the dry down, and the iris, the super nice powdery iris that gives that makeupy, lipsticky vibe to it. It's incredible. I cannot recommend it enough. Here's another one I cannot recommend enough, especially for you guys, a man around there. This one, L'Odyssée pour Homme. A very old fragrance. I don't remember exactly the date. It's balanced, beautiful, lily of the valley, white floral with some woods, with some lotus flower. The lotus flower is amazing in there. It almost smells like honeydew. It's sweetish, but flavory, nice, and the lily of the valley plays a nice role in that one. There's, I think, jasmine too, and some woods, and then the dry down it becomes even more woodsy and spicy. This one is amazing. It's for you guys that have like this sensible, like sensitive heart, romantic soul. This one is good. It's calming, it's soothing. Both that and the Dior Homme Itals is things that I would consider aromatherapy, because it's so soothing and so nice. Gives you a really good balanced mood. Stabilizes your mood. It's very good. Completely different here. We've got Armaf Club de Nuit Itals. Man. And is this one good? It's amazing. For real, it's amazing. I've tried it on a bit since the last video about that one. It's killer. Smells like very reminiscent of Aventus. For the purpose of what Aventus, the Aventus DNA, I wouldn't recommend. I don't prefer the more natural smelling Aventus DNA. I kind of prefer the synthetic ones like this or Mont Blanc Explorer to the actual Aventus. But you cannot beat Aventus. It's so good. But this one is a really cheap, really good, and the bottle is nice looking. It feels a bit cheap, but it's pretty nice looking, and you know, it's like cap with the very good. And for what it does, being a club scent that smells like Aventus, perfect. It's really good. I kept on having whiffs, and I was like, this is really good. Yes, it's very synthetic, but if you like those synthetic smells, sometimes that one is really good. And I actually get a lot of fruits from that one, and the smokiness is even more pronounced than in Aventus, and I really like the smokiness in fragrances. Next one, here's Dolce Gabbana. Light Blue, Love is Love, pour Homme edition. Like I said, I just checked out all the light blues and all the things that were light blue style, because this fragrance DNA gets me crazy. It's so good. It smells like the beach. Even in the winter, sometimes I put it on to remind me of like those moments at Venice Beach and stuff. And it's really, really, really good. Like, it's volatile, perfect, sweet. Just pick your favorite from the line, and they're all pretty much as good one to the other, except the original, which is like lacks in performance. This is the kind of fragrance that you would like to keep with you and spray some more when you, especially since you're wearing that outside, and it's very volatile. But then when it goes down to you to skin scent, it does its purpose. So just keep some and spray more. Really, really good fragrance here. Here's the Nuit de l'Homme, Yves Saint Laurent, Eau de Parfum. Great, great, great fragrance. It's one of my James Bond fragrances. It's elegant, classy, effervescent still, very sexy, a bit dangerous, with the leather note added to the original La Nuit de l'Homme. I think it's even better than the original La Nuit de l'Homme, personally, because it's more dense, has a more sexy kind of appeal. Less citrusy, less clean, and it lasts a long time, whereas La Nuit de l'Homme doesn't. A round of applause for this one. First of all, probably one of my most complimented fragrance. It's amazing. Like, what can I say? It just keeps you happy all the time. It's a fougère. Super simple fougère, but the composition in that one is the best that I have ever seen in any other fougère, which is like, there's tons of really good fougère out there, like a Platinum Egoist and Abercrombie and Fitch Fierce and all these ones. This one is kind of like the epitome, like paroxysm of good composition of a fougère and good ingredients. It's one of the fragrances that I like to wear just when I want to be happy and radiate that joy. So that kind of fragrance. Oh, yes. Amen. Nothing smells like Amen. This is a synthetic composition that has never been upped. You know, it's so good. I don't wear it that often, but it's an oriental synthetic fragrance, which is kind of a weird thing to think of. Normally there's always some natural ingredients in there, isn't there? But no, this one is very synthetic, but they use the synthetic elements of it to create like that tar kind of very mysterious and very dark feeling to it that makes it like you always smelling, oh, that smells like honey. Oh, that smells like lily of the valley here. But all in that super dense, dark thing that envelops you. Amazing fragrance. A classic. It's another classic. I think it's got out in the 96 or something like that. I don't remember, but it's the same time Le Male. It was kind of they were kind of competitors, but they're all in opposite directions. It's very nice, this one. Still very sugary, doesn't cost much. It's refillable. Props for being one of the first one to be refillable. Mugler, this is good. Oh yeah, Sex in the Bottle, like I said, always. It's a floral, dark floral, Black Orchid parfum, dark floral, boozy. It just smells like something sexy is going on, and it's very dark. You know, it's kind of almost macabre. Really, really good. Tom Ford Noir Extreme. So this is one of my first love in fragrances. It smells like a dessert. It's a very, like, it's a gourmand that smells like eatable and not too sweet. It's a dessert, but it's not a too sweet of a dessert. It's spicy sweet-ish, super good, extremely sexy. When I put that on, I'm like a bit turned on. It's very, very good. For real. And I've got like a lot of people that like, I've seen a lot of people loving this fragrance on me and just on the bottle and everything. It's a great fragrance. I cannot recommend that one enough too. It's better than the rest of the Noir line, I think, but which is on. Tom Ford Ombre Leather. As you can see, I'm a fan of Tom Ford fragrances. Oh, this is like leather, but elegant, nice, sexy leather. This is a scent that if you don't want to smell like that, you'll be like, oh, this is horrible, because it stays and it stays and it's powerful and loud. If you're not prepared for that, don't do it. It's really like those days when you're like waking up and you're like, I want to smell like leather, sexy leather, and you need to dress accordingly and everything. Like it's not something you can wear like that casually. If you like make the experience and just wear it casually and you're like, oh, I don't like that, just put on something like Sauvage and it's gonna be like super sexy but a bit toned down, and it's very good. Yeah, layer it with Sauvage, that's good. Okay, so that one, I haven't tried it that much yet, but Ambrox Bomb, Lavender, Prada Luna Rossa Carbon, things like that. But more sweet, more like Invictus style. It's a really good fragrance. It stays a lot. It smells good. It's perfect, and it's like a kind of clubbing scent too. And it's very Ambroxan focused. There's Edion too, I think. Very good. Oh yeah, the Gallant Night Burberry Brit for men. Ginger rose is what you're gonna get the first spray of that fragrance. The rose is the thing that stays the most. The ginger gets into the base and really forms a nice, sweet, woodsy base for the rose to stand out. And this is really like a fragrance for a gallant night, because it's like if you give a rose to someone very gallantly, very elegantly, but you're the piece that is deliciously made, and you give off the rose and the rose just pierces through. It's an amazing fragrance, and it's kind of like an everyday nice casual scent that is pretty costless. My first love in fragrances, Replica Jazz Club. Oh, it's so good. It's vanilla, it's boozy, there's like tobacco notes too. I've been complimented on that one a lot. A lot of people really love that vanilla sweet kind of thing. It's been compared to the one, Dolce Gabbana the one. I think it's even better. There's a crisp neroli note that just changes everything and is really, really good. Less dull, like more interesting for me. And yes, so that's one, like Replica Jazz Club. It doesn't like project that much, but it's not the goal. It's a vanilla-based fragrance. Vanilla-based fragrances, you want to project just a bit so that people want to get closer, not farther away. This is one of my killers. 1 Million Cologne, Paco Rabanne. Oh, it smells sexy. It smells like sexy, like flowers and tobacco, and it's kind of fresh, but it still has that tobacco that's just giving off like something very sexy. This one is like one of my favorite from Paco Rabanne. I think it's probably my favorite from Paco Rabanne. It's more mature than the original 1 million. I must try. It's very good. Rose Flash. It's a rose fragrance that smells quite boozy. I don't know why, because I don't think it's listed in the notes, but it smells a bit malty, like beer, but in a very good way. Like some people say, oh, why do you want to smell like beer and rose? I was like, if I tasted a rose beer that tasted exactly like that, I would try to order like 48 of them or something. It would be so good. It's a bit sweet, but it's like a nice jam kind of sweetness with the super nice rose and the malty, ambery, everything. Very, very good. Very impressive fragrance. Perfume concentration, so you spray one and you smell like for 2 days. This one right here, it's probably one like my favorite, or it's top tier for me. Mon précieux nectar, and this one is a women's fragrance at best. I'm wearing it. It's so good. Like don't go for the marketing. Even Mr. Guerlain said, Jean-Paul Guerlain said that you need to let the perfume you, and he said that he would wear like women's fragrances because it just gets out differently on him, and sometimes it's amazing. And this one is amazing for that reason. You let your skin do a lot of the job. It's a vanilla kind of scent. There's some honey and neroli and orange blossom, and very like it's sweet-ish, and yes, with the vanilla also. Vanilla fragrances are, but it's vanilla centric, that one, and you know, you wear that, and on me, like some of the woods go out more. It gets that presence that is more masculine, and on my sister, which like she loves that one too, there's more of the flowers. I don't know, it's just different for everyone, and it's super cool. Definitely a must try if you like Guerlain high-end fragrances. It's from the line Les Parisiennes. Guerlain from the line L'Art et la Matière. Here's Neroli Outre Noir. So this one is also like top tier for me. These two are like probably tie like for the best fragrance I ever smelled. I was looking for a fragrance. I was like, I want something that smells like French Baroque music, and I smelled that, and like they were like, oh, we're gonna let you try some of the L'Art et la Matière, and I was like, can I try Neroli Outre Noir? And I closed my eyes, and I'm like, and I just hear it like ba da ba da dum ba 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 da da. I'm like, this is Jean-Baptiste Lully. Oh, this is so good. And I was like, I can't get enough of this. I had the sample, I used it, I begged for another sample, I used it all, and I was like, okay, I'm getting it. It's so good. And that one, masterpiece, neroli, but with that darkness, very, very elegant. I don't wear it that often. It projects a lot, projects like frenzy, I don't know, and its staying power is really good. Like, performance is amazing with that one, and it's elegant, yet a bit dark and a bit mysterious and very sexy, even if it's got that bright neroli, which neroli, you're like, oh, haute cologne. No, that's not haute cologne style, but it has that like darkness and brightness, like the clair obscur. Amazing, very poetic fragrance too. Now from Les Parisiers by Guerlain, Le Frenchie, which is another super nice neroli-centric fragrance. It's that smells like really clean. You're like super clean and very elegant, yet very seductive. It's very seductive, that one. It's like that vanilla. It's like you're a well put, seductive gentleman, a bit like a James Bond, you know, well put but kind of dirty. That one is really good. Le Frenchie, the bottle is amazing. It's like Guerlain products are just top tier. Like they're very, very good. You should really try them. You can see that. That obviously, like, two of my favorite brands, it's Tom Ford and Guerlain. But everyone has the right to check out the brands they like. And like I said, one Dior made it to the top list for me, and it's Dior Homme Itals. Oh yes, there's one other fragrance. Yeah, I needed not to forget Cinemaniac. Most people will hate that fragrance. In fact, it is. Oh my god! I just got a whiff. It's an extrait de parfum, super strong concentration, fills the room, and it smells like popcorn and cola and maybe even wall detergent in the Blockbusters. It smells like you're entering a Blockbuster again. Super good. It's my first video that I've done. This one is Irina Cinemaniac. And that concludes it for a video on all my collection of fragrances. Oh no, there's also the Haute Cologne Impériale, which is stored elsewhere, but yeah, this one too. Guerlain Haute Cologne Impériale, a classic since 1827. Alright, so au revoir and spread love. Spray love. Bye bye.